Good morning, everyone. Our topic for today is all about the fundamental operations of integers. But before we will proceed, we will define first what is an integer. Basically, integer is a set of whole numbers and their opposite. When we say whole numbers, it includes 0, 1 to positive infinity and their opposites. So that's negative infinity to positive infinity. That is our integers. And right now, we will discuss the fundamental operations, the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of integers. First, we will discuss the addition operation. In addition, if we are going to add the positive plus positive, the answer should equal to a positive number. In negative plus negative, if a number is negative plus a negative number as well, the answer is a negative number. So we just have to add the two numbers and then copy the sign. And then, if we're going to add a positive and negative or a negative and positive, we will use the larger number and its sign and then subtract. So, for example, positive plus negative or negative plus positive, we will use the larger number and its sign and then subtract the two numbers. So we will give, or I will provide examples in each operation so you will be able to understand it better. First is, we will have two positive numbers. For example, 1 plus 2. So this is equal to 3. They are all positive, so we just have to add the two numbers. Second is, we will provide examples for two negative numbers and then add them. Example, negative 1 plus negative 2. The answer is negative 3. As per the theorem, we will add the two numbers and then copy the sign since they are on the same sign, negative. And then on the third one, the positive plus negative or the negative plus positive, for example, the number is negative 3 plus 4. The answer is positive 1. Why? Because as you can see, these numbers have different signs. The first one is negative and then the second one is positive. And as per, on what I have said a while ago, that we will copy or use the larger number and then copy the sign and subtract the two numbers. So we will use 4 and then subtract it to 3 and we will use the sign of 4, the larger number. So the answer is 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. And since the larger number is positive, so the sign is positive. How about negative 4 plus 3? In this case, the answer is negative 1 because the larger number is 4 and the sign is negative. So we have to subtract the two numbers. 4 minus 3, that's 1. But we will use the sign of 4 since this is the biggest or the larger number. So this is negative 1. The second fundamental operation is the subtraction. First, I'm going to discuss the negative minus positive. Negative minus a positive number and it will equal to a negative number. The second one will be the positive minus negative. A positive number, let's say, minus a negative number, it will equal to a positive number. And the third one, for the negative minus negative, it will equal to an either this one. So it will equal to an either a positive or negative. Once again, we will use the larger number and its sign and subtract. Okay, I will give examples once again so you can understand it better. For the first one, negative minus positive number. So let's say negative 4 minus a positive number 3. It will equal to a negative number because what we're going to do is just add the two numbers and then copy the sign. So it's negative 7. The second one is a positive number, let's say 1, minus a negative number, let's say negative 1. The answer is 2, positive 2. Why? Because 1 here, and then this sign, we will multiply it to the sign inside the parentheses. So negative times negative is positive. So it becomes 1 plus 1. That's why the answer is positive 2. And then for the third theorem, let's say negative 4 minus another negative number, negative 5. So the answer for this is positive 1. Why? Because we have to copy first, by simplifying, negative 4, and then we will multiply once again the sign, and then to the sign inside the parentheses. So we will have negative times negative is a positive number 5. So negative 4 plus 5, it will yield to a positive 1 answer. Alright, and the third fundamental operation is the multiplication. In multiplication, if we are going to multiply two positive numbers, let's say positive times positive, it will yield a positive result. When we will multiply a positive and a negative number, let's say positive times negative, it will yield to a negative number. And then the third one, if we are going to multiply both negative numbers, negative times negative, it will yield to a positive answer. And the last one, if we're going to multiply a negative number and then a positive number, it will yield with a negative number. Once again, I'm going to provide examples so you will be able to understand it better. First one, let's say the first number is positive 1 times positive 2. The answer is 2. And the second one, let's say we have positive 2 times a negative number, let's say negative 1. The answer is negative 2. On the third one, if we're going to multiply both negative numbers, let's say negative 1 times negative 2, the answer is a positive number. So just multiply the number and then make it positive since they are both negative. So the answer is 2. And then on the fourth one, a negative number multiplied to a positive is a negative number. Let's say negative 1 times positive 2. The answer is negative 2. That is for the multiplication operation. The last operation that we will be talking about is the division. For division, if you are going to divide two positive numbers, for example, positive divided by a positive number, the answer is a positive number. If we're going to divide two negative numbers, for example, negative divided by negative, the answer is a positive number as well. And if we're going to divide either the numerator is positive or negative, and then the denominator is positive or negative as well, the answer is negative. For example, numerator is negative, and then the denominator is positive. The answer is a positive number. And then the other one, if the numerator is positive divided to a negative denominator, the answer is a negative answer. So I'm so sorry, this is negative, guys. This is negative. And I am going to give once again an example to each so you will be able to understand it better. The first one, a positive divided by positive. So let's say 2 divided by 2. The answer is positive 1. On the second, negative divided by negative. Let's say negative 2 divided by negative 2. The answer is positive 1 as well, since they are both negative. On the third one, let's say negative 2 divided by positive 2. The answer is, as per the theory over here, it will yield a negative answer. And then on the fourth one, a positive number 2 divided by a negative number 2, it will yield as well a negative answer. Alright, so I hope you are able to understand right now the fundamental operations of integers from addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. For more videos about mathematics, please follow my page and hope to see you soon, guys.